Sauble, or any other river within our jurisdiction. It just says Sydenham, Thames, Grand, Big Creek in Norfolk County, and Long Point in Lake Erie. That's it says where it's located. So the fewer species at risk that we have, the better it will be. So it might be good to inform them that, you know, this is not of issue to us. Yeah, that's the problem.
You don't want them to look?
But the species at risk can become very restrictive to us at some point. So we just have to be conscious of that. We could end up not being able to develop properties, et cetera, and we'll have residents that are very concerned. So the fewer issues we're dealing with, the better it will be.
Okay.
Just briefly, I think Councilor mentioned 2 associations. There would be 3: Huron Woods, Beach of Pines, and South Bend, all above the channel.
All the associations that are
Okay.
I think that you need to send it on to Richmond Park, Windsor Park, the Beachfront Association as well. This area is all around there. The Pugno Shiner is in Mud Creek as well. So all those areas abut that area, so they need to know as well.
Start out for information. All in favor of that? Carried. Thank you. Jessica and Trevor, a wedding request to put up a tent on West Parkway Drive for June 8th wedding. I know it's 2013, so she's planning ahead.
Plans a year.
I guess refer this.
Some of us don't steal their
Councilor Russell?
I don't know what type of motion to make here because I don't know, there's no map, there's no figure. What do we do about weddings and things? It reminds me of the special occasion permit.
You just refer to the staff department for approval of the tent, building permit, sort of thing. So refer to staff. Second by Councilor Cook. All in favor of that? Carried. 8.1 we've completed. 8.2 Planning and Development Review Report number 17. This is an information report that was presented to all the things that are going on and happening in all the different subdivisions around. Planning report. Planner have anything to add to the report? It speaks for itself. Questions to the report? Motion to receive for information?
Well, I have a question, and then I can receive a file
Okay.
through you to the planner. The place just along by Railway Way in Forest, you know, there was a proposed old age pensioners, low income. That's not down here. Is that sort of, they never went any farther, or?
That's practically rezoned property, and I haven't really heard from them since, so it's not really an active month.
People have been asking me, I thought it was still on.
Yeah, the zoning still provides for it.
Oh, yeah, okay. They just never came back.
They just haven't come forward with their site plan.
Okay, thank you. I'll make the motion to receive the file.
Okay. Seconder for that? Councilor McGuire? All in favor of that? Carried. Good report, thanks.
What did you call that, Randy?
Planning report 18, Matt Johnson and Village Gate. And there's file 38T, phase 2. And there's a recommendation there. Staff is looking for some direction on a few of these items. Mayor Day?
Yes, I just have a few questions for you too, Patty. Just one. When does the one-year agreement with Mr. Johnson expire?
The 1 year, he doesn't have an agreement.
He has it all?
He has a draft approval.
Okay, and that's what he wants to extend.
No. We're working on a subdivision agreement, and I did a draft copy for him, and he has reviewed it and come back with these requests to council. Since they're not our standard requirements, they're put forward for council to make some determinations on.
Okay, so he's basically saying he doesn't feel comfortable with the 1 year arrangement, he wants a 3-year arrangement instead, or that he has the allocation.
Doesn't feel comfortable, it's 2 years and he's asking for 3. The clause, if council will recall, we've had discussions about allocated capacity, and it was council direction that in all our new subdivision agreements, when we're dealing in Grand Bend with allocated capacity, that a time frame be placed on that, in that agreement that says, if you do not start your subdivision within this length of time, then we can reconsider your allocation. So council's direction was 2 years for everyone. He would like 3. So Rice right now has 2 years. It's not an issue for them, they've started construction. So he's asked, it's usually 2, he wants 3. 2 to commence construction, they should coincide, it doesn't make sense if they would.
Okay.
So council's going to approve 3 years for one, it should be 3 years for both.
Okay. That's the one part that we need to make a decision on, and the other is on pedestrian bridge. Councilor Elmer?
Yeah, just through you to the planner, I guess, just questions about the bridge. I remember when this first came through to us, and I think there's been some back and forth around the bridge. It's a little bit more now than what it originally was intended to be, but I guess from a planning perspective, do we need the bridge or don't we?
Well, I think through our community improvement plans for all our neighborhoods and all our communities, we're looking for connection. We're looking for links between neighborhoods. Certainly, anybody trying to get down to Main Street East presently have to go to the busiest corner in Grand Bend and go down one of the busiest streets to get there. Would be nice to have another connection through there. Certainly, the bridge that was anticipated by Mr. Johnstone originally is not really the one that needs to be constructed. We have to, of course, be concerned about safety and cleaning it and flood-proofing it. So it's much larger or much more costly than he anticipated in the first place. And that's why he doesn't really want to. But I think it's an important community link, yes.
And just a follow-up to that, we don't have a cost yet, or do we?
No,
So
I don't.
that's something we need to get.
Yes.
We're gonna look at some kind of cost share. Okay.
Okay. I see a hand over there. Councilor Scott?
This is another bridge. We just had the bridge in Fort Franks that was taken down that they were asking questions about. If we start paying for one bridge, are we going to be expected to pay for another bridge? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you start doing something for one, will we be doing for another? It becomes a very large issue, and bridges aren't cheap.
I think this is different than the bridge on the trail. This is part of our sidewalk within the village. Councilor Elmer?
Well, this is part of the subdivision approval.
Yeah.
And part of the draft approval, and it's something that has been part of this concept all the way along. So, and it certainly does, as the planner did indicate, it does fit with the need for all of us to have those trails and pathways that do link. And so there are good planning rationale for having the bridge and making sure that it's built properly, built to standard. The issue with, I think, what the developer was looking at is that it's in a floodplain and it has to be built more solid. And if it's going to be there, then we need to be able to get our snow equipment and all of those kinds of things, so.
What happens if it's not?
Deputy Mayor Dyke.
I think that Councillor Scott makes a very good point, and I see this bridge as comparable to the construction of the bypass that's required for a new subdivision, and it's required to the standards that we require from the municipality, and they have to pay for it, and we don't have to pay for that. Of course, there's a certain ongoing maintenance that we have, or removal of snow or things like that if they build it, but they take the original cost. I'm willing to see us save them money on other things like the servicing costs, be based, the 2% administrative fees be based on $420,000, which seems reasonable. We can give and take on things, but, and also the second one that says that eliminate a separate deposit for the drawings. I mean, I think those are reasonable as long as we get them at a reasonable time, but I think the bridge is something that we probably should not be getting on, because that is required for the same function of our subdivision, I believe.
I think, as has been mentioned,